This is the martial arts, this or that show, where I bring my perspective, where else would you go? I'll make your heart race, I'm in your face. Now, here starts the martial arts, this or that show. Let's go! Let's go.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Damn it. TGIF for you normies who work Monday through Friday. I don't. I work Saturday and Sunday as well. Fernando Rivera Jr. here. Finally, I'm back. Holy shit. Been crazy busy. I got a new job. I drive smaller non-CDL trucks delivering produce to restaurants. And I'm usually at 10 to 12, 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. Crazy. Welcome to the martial arts, this or that show. And as I said, I'm finally back. I'm excited. I've been planning this show for like 2 weeks. And every time I schedule it, I got to cancel it and delete it or whatever the schedule because I'm still at work. So, I mean, there was one day I worked from 6 in the morning till 8:30 at night. And that was one of the days I had to plan. I was like, losing my mind. So I said, you know what? I'm off every Friday. Let me come on in the morning. That way everything's out of the way. Not that many people watch me anyway. So I'm sure the 2 or 3 that watch me are excited I'm back. yeah, whatever. Anyway, streaming on several. So if you're on anyone watching me, please subscribe to my YouTube. Help the channel out, grow, like, comment, do what you got to do. Rumble if you're on Rumble, follow. But most likely I want to grow on YouTube. So please help out. Go on there, look me up, Fernando Rivera Jr. by my name, and subscribe. Add it to the 17 that I have that only 2 people actually watch, but whatever. It's whatever. Anyway, what is a McDojo? No, it's not a dojo that sells McDonald's. Not that anyone asked. I'm just saying. Yeah. I have a couple videos, one from my boy from down south, more south than I am in Florida. Daniel Sounds from Art of One Dojo. Very interesting video. But I also have this other one that I saw a couple years back. I watched it, I think, a couple years back. And it has, I think, many ways to tell what a McDojo is. Let's see if we agree with some of these. Do I got the mic on? I believe so. I hope so. If not, I'll look an idiot. But check these out. Let's watch it. I'll probably
Number
pause it
1.
and comment.
The instructor refuses to teach you certain techniques because they are too deadly. Number 2. The dojo's phone.
Yeah, I can see that. I mentioned before, I went to this one school long time ago when I was in between Taekwondo schools. It was Uchiru. I may be saying it wrong, whatever. And the instructor came out and started talking to us and was talking about how deadly he was. And then he actually chopped his arm with this part of his, whatever part of his body that is. And a big welt came up. And he was like, see that? After that, I kind of stopped listening, but it was kind of freaky. I walked out, never went back, never even drove by again. But check it out.
Number 2. The dojo's phone number is printed on the back of your uniform.
A walking ad. How about that? Huh. It's actually not a bad idea, but not in a gi. The shirt maybe with the logo of the school, but not in the gi.
Number 3. The diploma shows Japanese language that even Japanese do not understand.
That's actually pretty funny.
Number 4. The dojo sign has the words traditional, commando, classical, effective, 100%, original, Okinawan, dragon, Japanese, secret, and elite.
Hold on, I gotta see this. Traditional? I don't know if I agree with that. I guess. Commando, classical, effective, 100% original. Maybe. One maybe. I think traditional isn't too bad, but the rest, probably.
in the same sentence. Number 5. They are camouflage belts. Number 6.
I think I've seen that. I may have seen that.
6. Your sensei has registered his fists as deadly weapons with the local police authorities.
Nice.
Number 7. You practice harnessing your ki chi power. Number 8. Your sensei teaches crescent kicks as disarming techniques for handguns and knives.
Gotta laugh at that one.
Number 9. You train defense against baseball bats by blocking with your forearm. Number 10. When you practice self-defense, it's always based on a scenario where your opponent steps towards you with a straight punch and then leaves his or her arm dangling in front as you execute 5-10 different finishing moves.
No. Okay. What?
Number 11.
Anyway, this is one thing I've had people that don't know any martial arts or whatever, and they have watched Kempo videos say, yeah, but when the guy that's throwing the punch and you're defending against, why is it not realistic? And I say, you need to get out more. Because if you ever watch like a lineup, so a Kempo technique lineup, and guys are doing full speed, maybe not 100% obviously hitting. My teacher used to hit me 80%, so I could take it. But yeah, it's the speed. That's one thing about Kempo that I enjoyed very much. That in realistic time, let's just say, thing about Kempo is it's very fast. It's a lot of strikes, overwhelming an opponent, and the strikes that may not all be 100%, but they're enough to overwhelm after we hit them 5-6 more times after that. And if we knock them down, we make sure we hit them again and it doesn't get up. And then there's great shots. But anyway, just saying.
There's no resistance allowed during self-defense drills because any resistance means your arm will get broken. Number 12. The instructor is overweight and does not warm up with the students.
Okay. Any Kempoist knows that some of our higher senior masters, whatever, some of them are a little overweight. But I got to tell you something about Kempo. We can move with the best of them. I'm saying we because I'm a Kempoist. I'm not overweight at all. 215 pounds now, actually. And I've been working out, so I'm not in fight shape. But that is one difference you can see. I can tell you about Kempoists. We can move. And there are some of the bigger Kempoists who can still move. The thing about Kempo is, as I've talked before in one of my prior videos, we don't do high, unrealistic kicks. Because by the time that kick gets there, we've hit you 5-6 times. So, but it's no requirement to do some flying, spinning Dragon Ball Z kick.
Number 13. Your instructor prefers to use Grandmaster, Master, or Sensei rather than his real name.
Haha! That is actually one of my favorites. My instructor, Patrick, being that when I was younger, I took Taekwondo, and it was Master Chung, Young Yap Chung, taught in South Korea for 28 years in the military. And then he came here, opened up a school, and that was my instructor. Now, he liked to be called Master, but let me tell you something. It's not the same as an American instructor. I'm just saying, that guy deserved to be called the Master. I think after that, he left one of his students, Sang Kim, to run the school. And like I said, Taekwondo. And Young Yap Chung became the president of the Taekwondo Federation at the time. This is over 25 years ago. So I think you can look it up. But he was, I'm just saying, he deserved that name. But there are many who don't, especially Kempo, especially the senior master of arts, put on your own black belt with bars. But anyway, my instructor, Patrick, Vietnam vet, was teaching Kempo for 30 years, never wore a rank. And when I first started, I was custom. I was used to calling my instructor Master, and he ignored the hell out of me. Sensei, ignored the hell out of me. One day he turned around smiling, yes. And I was like, I've been calling you. And he was like, well, my name is Patrick. So call me Patrick, can we do that butterfly? And as we progressed and I ranked up, I was like, I can see exactly what he means. I actually respect that 100%. I don't like all this sensei. People used to call me sensei. They used to come from other schools or whatever. And I'm like, it's Fernando. Call me Fernando. That's it.
both in print and person. 14. The instructor says they won't be taken to the ground. Number 15. Your grandmaster rarely teaches stuff hands-on. He has assistants for that.
I've trained at schools like that, where one Taekwondo school I tried, the instructor came in a suit and tie, and there were several rooms for different levels of the knowledge or rank, and in every room there was a different instructor. Some of them weren't even black belts yet, and he would just walk in and walk around to each level in a suit and tie. It was his school. I didn't feel comfortable with that. I didn't train more than 2 days, I think it was.
Number 16. Your sensei won't spar fight with you because he doesn't want to hurt you. Number 17.
I gotta say something about that. My instructor would hurt you, especially when I wear a cup. He would tell everyone, "Man, no cup. Make sure you one shots, fill them." And my MMA school I used to train at, the owner, Matt Sung Lee, badass. I gotta tell you, if you ever watch my video, I respect you to the fullest. Love you to death. You're one of my best trainers ever. He owned Matt Lee's Fight Factory and Functional Fitness. And I got to tell you, he would spar with us and kick us. I'm just saying. I mean, that guy used to wear, when we used to spar, he used to have the headpiece. And, Matt used to box too. So obviously you could tell. Amazing instructor, amazing coach. He actually helped me. Wasn't even my coach, but I remember in one of my fights, he was yelling from outside the cage. He wasn't even in my corner, but I could hear Matt after 100 times, because when you're in the cage, you can't really hear anything. But I remember it was one of the times I was sparring with Matt, and I hit him so hard with a hook. And the look he gave me back as he came at me still trying to attack was the scariest moment in my life. I'm just saying, Matt, much respect. I got to keep up. I think he moved to South Korea and started training or teaching back up there. That was a badass. I'm just saying.
You are not allowed to compete. It is not honorful. Number 18. You are required to compete. It is honorful. Number 19. Your style was created by your sensei, yet it's still traditional, and it has several special advantages over all other styles. Also, most likely the name of the style is absurdly long. Number 2.
Oh, I got a couple examples. I'll probably piss some people off. Kim Tai Do K, whatever. Sorry, man, if you're watching this and you have a 10th degree black belt in Kim Tai Do, whatever the hell they call you guys call that shit. I seen one of your masters. He sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. It's horrible. Whatever. People don't get embarrassed.
20.
C'est la vie.
Your sensei has never been in a real fight. Number 21. There are forbidden techniques that only certain students are taught. Number 22. You are never taught applications to moves. Number 23.
I fell in love with Kempo. Not only did we teach you the applications, but how, why, when, what to do, what's next, what if. A lot of what ifs in Kempo. That's why there are extensions and the alphabet. Just saying.
If you are taught applications to moves, they never work, except when your sensei does them. Number 24. The techniques work perfectly against the black belts, but do not work against beginners, because the beginners don't know yet when they are supposed to fall. Number 25. The dojo advertises as non-contact karate. Number 26. You are rewarded a black belt in 4 years.
All right, I have to defend myself. I got my black belt in 3 years. Why? Because I worked for Patrick. He owned an insurance company that was connected to the dojo. And I I worked for him for several years, from 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. So, no lie, there were times when while we were working and we didn't have a customer and he knew nobody was coming for an hour or two, he would lock the door, grab my hand, come on, butterfly, and walk me to the next room 6 days a week and point up, because he had the corresponding techniques all around the school with the belt that they correspond with. And literally every day. So I was learning every day. You know what I'm saying? That's another story. So that is the one thing I could, my instructor loved. He was a great instructor.
Number 27. Your sensei is a grandmaster with 7th dan or above, yet is 40 years or younger.
Wow. Imagine that. C'est la vie.
Number 28. Your sensei is a 12th dan or above, although only 10 dans exist.
Wow.
Number 29. Gradings are 15 minutes long. Number 30. Nobody ever fails at grading. Number 31. There are black belts under the age of 16. Number 32. The instructor demands respect. He doesn't earn it. Number 33. Time-based progression through ranks rather than achievement-based. Number 34. Cross-training is discouraged.
Yeah, true.
Number 35. You're often taught philosophical concepts, strategy, or theory, but not actual application. Number 36. Doing stuff that's correct is seen as more important than doing stuff that actually works. Number 37. Questioning the style, teacher, lineage, or dojo is a big no.
True. We'll get Daniel Sands has something on that. As I mentioned before, lineage is very important. Very important. So you got to make sure lineage, if they don't have a history.
Number 38. The words os and osu are spoken often. Number 39.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say often, but I have had people through messaging, out of respect, go os, and then I never hear it again. But if they're doing it a lot, a little ridiculous.
The instructor talks down about MMA, mainly because his or her style always gets their asses kicked in MMA. Number 40. They teach defense against 3 or more attackers where the attackers cannot strike or are all armed.
In Kempo, we have not many. We have techniques that, defend against 2 attackers. Was it 2 or 3? I think it's just 2. Kind of realistic. I'm going to be honest. If you're going to fight 2 people, good luck. Just saying. Interesting. All right. McDojo. That is one version of 99.99. No, not even. I don't agree with all of it, but wait. No, I agree with most of it. There are 1 or 2 small things I don't agree with, but we still don't sell McDonald's at a dojo. I'm just saying. But anyway, Daniel Sands from Art of One Dojo. Very interesting video, and we'll watch that one and we can talk about it. And just a heads up. Yes, this is the martial arts. This or that show where I talk about martial arts. Kempo guy, black belt, senior master instructor, not master of the arts of my Ed Parker system that I thingy, no ranks on my belt. But there are once in a while, being that this is a live show, I talk about other things that I'm interested in. I'm hoping you are as well. I'm just saying. But anyway, Art One Dojo, Daniel Sands, check this out.
In the past few decades, martial arts schools have exploded and spread across the world. However, it also remains one of the hardest businesses to keep open. Many schools have to make business decisions and tactics to keep the doors open while still providing students with martial arts skills. So, what is a McDojo? A McDojo is a derogatory term used to describe a school whose sole focus is on the quantity of students and making money rather than the quality of what they're teaching. They are often franchised and offer little in the way of actual meaningful training. So in this video, we're going to give you several things to look for so that you too can tell the difference between a McDojo and a legitimate school. I want to preface this following list by saying that just because the school has some of these items and a couple of these traits on the list does not automatically make them a McDojo. A school is still a business and it has to employ ways to stay open. So if you notice some of these on your school, don't panic, because there could be some good reasons. However, if you find yourself identifying and checking off all or most of the things on this list, then you might want to take some time to reevaluate whether or not you're in the right school. First and foremost, one of the big telltale signs of a McDojo, or at least something that all McDojos seem to do, is long-term contracts and upfront payments. Just because your school has a contract doesn't mean anything, but if you find that the school is trying to make you pay a large sum of money unless you pay everything all up front, or they want to commit you to a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, a lot of people kind of shy away from that. Again, it doesn't mean it's a McDojo, but that's definitely something you'll find at just about all of them.
Yeah, and I will explain Matt when he had his school, and it was an American Top Team affiliate school, which was a great MMA training facility and other stuff, BJJ, Greco-Roman wrestling. He never was part of the initiation or whatever you want to call it when people signed up. But when you're looking through the rules and regulations, it did say, if you want to sign up for the year, let us know and we'll work with you. And he actually had a good deal. Matt, I think you should charge less than $1,000 for the whole year. This is an MMA school with a cage and other stuff, and they train the hell out of you. These guys really cared about it. They're students and members. That's not bad. So they weren't in it for the money at all. That's one thing I could 100% guarantee. But they did have the option. It wasn't like, you join, sign up, or you can't train. It wasn't that kind of thing. I honestly think schools that do that couldn't be McDojo-ized.
Also, check their lineage. If their instructor is not clear about their background or their training or the lineage, then there could be something there. I mean, most schools will have a head instructor and assistant instructors, but you can usually find information on their background, who they trained under, what they teach, where they trained, their history, because you want to know who you're learning from. So if you're talking to a school, or if you have a school who's got an instructor who's kind of shady or vague about their background, it's a little bit of a red flag.
You heard me say it before, lineage, very important. Daniel Sands agrees. Got to check on it. I'm just saying, especially nowadays with knowledge, access to us, info, whatever you want to call it, smart thingies in front of us.
Also, you might want to watch some classes. If this is a school that you haven't joined yet, observe. What are the class sizes? Do you have a handful of students per the instructor, 10, 20, or do you see like 30, 40, 50 kids or 50 students in one class with a couple instructors? Remember, McDojos focus on quantity of students. So if the room is packed and full, then you can kind of deduct that there might not be as much attention dedicated to each student as there should be. Also, take a look at the class. If a student's doing something wrong, if they're not standing properly, straight legged, if they're not paying attention, the instructors correct them. Again, going back to the class size, if you've got 50 kids in a class, it's really hard, unless you've got a whole bunch of instructors working with them, it's kind of hard to correct each kid and make sure each person is doing the proper form. So pay attention to see what is being corrected, what isn't. Merchandise is another one. It's okay to have a school that's got branding, patches, and all that, but if it's required that you buy patch XYZ and you've got your uniform, but before you can promote, you have to join the Black Belt Club, and that's X amount more per month, and you get this uniform that you have to pay for, and then you've got the Elite Club, that's this uniform. And if you find that they're constantly making you pay for stuff in order to advance, or they're requiring a whole series of patches and garments and shirts and all that, that's kind of a red flag as well, because that's where they make a lot of their money, by pushing their merchandise. It's okay if your school has merchandise, and it's even normal to pay for things like sparring gear, your initial uniform, even school shirts, because some schools will, especially during summers in some of the warmer states, their kids will let them wear t-shirts instead of the gi tops, but it's usually school shirts. That's nothing to really be worried about, but if they're constantly making you buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, it's a little bit of a red flag.
I got to mention something about that. As far as testing, I don't know if he's going to go into it next, because I haven't watched this video in a while, but my instructor didn't charge for testing. That was the one thing I respected him so much, and I'm the same way. When I test one of my students or any of my students, when I get them again, I don't charge. I actually buy the belt. That's part of the, how do I say it? Promotion, or there's a word for it. I can't think of it right now. Part of the me saying you did a great job. I don't charge for testing. I pay for the certificates. I pay for the belt. Dude, you did great. Thank you for learning. You're the, and I test, rank, and do everything. So I don't know what it is about me. I'm just that way. My instructor was that way, and so am I.
Another thing, mainly for adult classes. You have your instructor. Does the instructor engage in class? Especially in a school like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school or a heavy competitive school, do they roll with their students? Do they spar with the students? Do they actually interact and engage with their students? An instructor who just bought their black belt won't do that. They'll keep their distance. They'll be like, oh no, they'll either act like it's beneath them, or they'll find a reason not to do it. A good instructor will want to get hands-on with his students. I've been fortunate enough that the instructors I've trained under love sparring us, and it actually helps students learn. So if you have an instructor, and going back to their lineage, if they're vague about what their background is, and they don't.
I don't know what happened with that video. Hold on, did I stop that? I don't have my mouse, so it's a little hard to stop it with the patty thingy. I don't even know what they call that. Because, I'm old and I don't know everything. But anyway, McDojo, pay attention, lineage, and all these other little pointers. If you don't, you're going to be taken advantage of. And there's so many videos out there of fake McDojo schools that teach the dumbest. I'm trying not to cuss, just in case anyone under 21. That's old school. But anyway, yeah. C'est la vie. La vie. It is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm excited I'm back. Like I said, I'm going to do every Friday morning at 7 o'clock. Please subscribe to my YouTube, Fernando Rivera Jr. If I somehow plan another day, it'll be the night before. I'll usually post the scheduling. So pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Notify me, and you'll get notified. And that's on any platform that I'm streaming on live. But I'd rather do live. I've mentioned before, I'd rather do live because live is you can write me and I can talk about it as you write me. Ask me whatever you want. And I've mentioned before, my plan, once I grow and I got a little bit of moolah, I want to visit your school. Yeah, you, if you're watching me, the one or two people. I want to visit your school, train for a day or two, get my ass kicked, kick my ass. And then we come on here and talk shit about me. It's hard to not swear, especially with the word poop, I guess. But anyway, it is what it is. I got a new favorite hat. My other one was so burnt out. Freedom is essential. I'm just saying 750 needs to be the people doing in 50 years. But anyway, that's enough political shit. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you. Please keep it real. Much respect to my couple of brothers and sisters. Aaron, hi. And it is what it is. Remember, I still got 2 gis. Anybody wants a black gi? That's at the Kempos, and it says American Kempo in the back. Kempo Karate. Ask me questions, and like I said, I think they both still have the white belts. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, music. I'm gonna go out with music as I always do. Best Friends. I may have played this before. I don't know, but I like it a lot. Be careful who you choose as best friends. Once you choose a best friend, I always say this is actually a good term I made up. Chosen blood. A best friend, someone that you actually can call that, I consider chosen blood. Family. If you're my best friend, you're family. It is what it is. I'm just saying, enjoy this song. Yeah, I wrote it. And you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys. Hey, Spider-Man, saw the trailer? I actually was going to showcase it here. I have it right there. Maybe next time. But check out the new trailer. It's pretty good. So does Lanterns. Lanterns looks pretty good. It's a show on HBO Max. Not for kids. I'm just saying. But anyway, I say again, I love you. Have a great weekend. We will talk soon. We will see what we talk about next. C'est la vie. I say it a lot. I don't know why. It is what it is. As I always say, ladies! If you have your mic. I'm sorry. Ladies.
I've seen the word get thrown around like it don't weigh a thing, like anybody can claim it, like it don't leave a sting. But I learned it the hard way, titles cut deep. Friend ain't a hashtag, it's a promise you keep. Not everybody that's smiling wants you standing tall. Some just want a front row seat to watch you fall. And I won't pretend I didn't miss the signs. I called it loyal when it was only time. Yeah, you can talk like you're close, but closeness is proved when it hurts the most. When the lights go out and the truth comes through, tell me what would you do? 'Cause loyalty don't lead one way. It's a bridge that holds, not a chain that breaks. If I call you friend, that means family, not the blood we share, what we bled to be. And I don't got many, the crown's too heavy, too hard to find, too rare to carry. But if you're real, I'll stand my ground. Chosen blood won't let you down. Chosen blood won't let you down. How many times you think you found the ride or die, till the first rough night and they change their side? Best friend, 2 words but a long contract, and some people sign it just to stab your back. I've watched handshakes and turned in knives, heard I got you turned into not this time. So I measure my trust, I don't hand it out free. Not 'cause I'm cold, but 'cause it's sacred to me. And if you're here for the image, if you're here for the praise, then don't say my name like you share my pain. Don't wear my loyalty like a costume you'll change. 'Cause loyalty don't lead one way. It's a bridge that holds, not a chain that breaks. If I call you friend, that means family, not the blood we share, what we bled to be. And I don't got many, the crown's too heavy, too hard to find, too rare to carry. But if you're real, I'll stand my ground. Chosen blood won't let you down. Won't let you down. Building wrong. Love isn't only roses and late night hands. It's showing up when you don't understand. It's telling the truth when it's easier to lie. It's taking the hit so the other survives. It's I'm here, not I'm near. When the whole world turns strange, it's staying the same when everything changes. So if I let you in, I'm not playing a part. That's not a label, that's a piece of my heart. Be careful who you choose. That title's too big. Be careful who you choose. Don't hand it to a myth. But when you find the real, when you find the few, be blessed and prove it in what you do. 'Cause loyalty don't lean one way. It's a bridge that holds, not a chain that breaks. If I call you friend, that means family, not the blood we share, what we bled to be. And I don't got many, the crown's too heavy, too hard to find, too rare to carry. But if you're real, I'll stand my ground. Chosen blood won't let you down. Won't let you down. Thanks for watching.